I'm Leah. This is going to be my first ever knitting podcast, which is a mix of all sorts of things. Kind of scary, kind of fun. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to show you guys what I've been working on. I have my laptop over here with notes, so I'm going to be looking at that a lot, especially because I'm not the best public speaker, and this feels a little bit like public speaking to me. But again, I'm Leah. I'm 22 years old. I live in central Wisconsin. I work as a karate instructor during the day and kind of nighttime. And other than that, I spend most of my time knitting and spinning and sometimes crocheting and maybe sewing and a whole bunch of other things. I'm on and off going to school for graphic design and art, so most things that I do with my hands in general. I've been nervous about starting one of these for a couple reasons, but like for years, everyone in my life has been telling me that I should do a knitting podcast. Like, that does make sense, since so much of my life is knitting and spinning and crafts, and I do love sharing that with people. I have a couple reasons I haven't. First one is there's so many already. Like, I don't think we really need any more. Like, I can always throw my hat into the ring, but I don't think it's a huge deal. Another one is, I've always kind of had like weird self-image issues. I feel like everyone can relate to that, but I go back and forth between, like, I can see a picture of myself and I think, wow, like, I look nice, that is what I look like, that looks correct, and then I can go the other way and see a picture of myself and be like, whoa, that is, like, I don't look right, I look wrong. That could be leading into, like, body dysmorphia, any of that, but the thought of having to sit down and edit a video of myself just looking at a camera and talking is kind of a nightmare, so I'm going to try to not edit this, or I'm going to try to edit this as little as possible, so I'll leave all my mess-ups in. But, like, I'm 22, I've done a lot of work on myself to get to the point where I can be on camera, and I don't hate listening to the sound of my own voice, and I think that I look fine most of the time. So, like, why let that stop me from doing something I want to do? The only other thing, what kind of jump-started me into doing this, is I've been experiencing a lot of wrist pain the past couple days, which means that I haven't been able to knit or spin or do really anything I want to do. So I'm itching to, like, have the fiber art thing, but I can't. So I figured maybe talking about it and putting it into the world might kind of help me out a little bit. My hands feel a little bit better today, but I'm trying to just, like, detox myself, not do really any of the crafts I want to do for a while, which sucks and is boring. But hopefully me talking about it, and hopefully maybe, like, making some friends, if anyone sees this, talking about it in the comments, that can kind of, like, scratch my itch for now. I'm trying to think if there's anything else for my little intro. I just moved in recently with my partner, so we're still kind of working on decorating stuff, so the walls are probably going to be kind of bare for now. We also live in a fully concrete building, so we don't really have the best way, we haven't figured out the best way of putting stuff up yet. We have 2 little black cats that will probably try to interrupt this at some point, so be warned. They are pretty cute though, so interruptions aren't exactly the worst thing. Alright, finished objects and what I'm wearing. I am wearing the Spirit Week Stripes sweater by Park Williams, Park and Knit. I'm sure all of you guys know Park Williams by now. I just recently finished this. I think this is the project that did my wrists in a little bit, but I love this pattern, by the way. I've knit, this is the second one I've knit. They fit great. I'm kind of a pear-shaped person. I'm definitely smaller on the top and then bigger on the bottom, which isn't a problem, but this is like the perfect amount of oversized where it doesn't hug my hips like towards the bottom, so I actually don't feel weird about it like being cropped or not cropped. I think it's perfect. Anyways, the black yarn is just some Drops alpaca. Oh, there's a fluff. Some, not Drops alpaca, Drops Alaska I had in stash in black. I think I had this for a different sweater I was going to do, and then I had the idea to do this one, and I was like, oh, well, I can buy black yarn anywhere. I'll just use what I have, which I did. I did run out of it, though, so for the cuffs and the inside of the folded collar, I know it's black and you can't really see it. I just used some Patton's Croy black sock yarn held double that I already had. I really did not want to buy anymore, and with the tariffs happening, I can't, it's harder to get my hands on drops, so anyway, the green stripes are actually mohair held triple, and the mohair is all by my friend Laura at Pax Fibers, who's sadly closing, which sucks, but it's for a good reason. She's having a baby. Like, that's super exciting and obviously is more important than yarn dyeing, but I am gonna miss seeing her yarn and being able to use it and have it whenever I want, being selfish and greedy. Yeah, I love this sweater. I'm not gonna stand up for you because I don't know what that's gonna look like, but yeah, the only mod I did, again, you probably can't even tell, I knit 2x2 rib instead of 1x1. I just prefer knitting 2x2, and I think it doesn't really change the look of the sweater that much, so I think it's fine. Alright, that is what I'm wearing and my first finished object. My next one, woo, I didn't really give myself a nice organized pile. I kind of just threw everything in a pile before I started this. Let's see. This is my High Falls pullover by Andrea Gaughan. This one is super nice. I love this. It's not going to be able to show up the way that it should on camera here. I have some pictures on my Instagram. It's CrispyerCreates on Instagram. That looks way better in the pictures. It looks great in person. The camera's doing weird stuff to the colors. This is an all-over lace sport weight sweater, which I don't like doing lace, and I've never really knit a full garment in like sport fingering range, so it definitely took me a while. I bought this yarn from Utopia in Viroqua, Wisconsin. We go up there every year around my birthday for Mother's Day, and this time I finally bought some yarn to go with it, so I started it like shortly after. I started it I think in June, and it took me till late August to finish, which for me is kind of a long time. When I'm at my prime and my wrists don't hurt, I can knit pretty fast, but I mean, this is beautiful. I knit it in Amano Chosky. I don't remember the yarn color. It's like a dusty green. Super nice. I've never had a wool, linen, cotton, anything really, so this feels really great. It's great for like the kind of like shifting from summer to fall weather that we've been having here. I got to wear it to the beach, and it was a perfect beach cover up. It was kind of a cold day at the beach, so again, it was like perfect. But yeah, this is my second finished object. I do love it. Like I kind of said before, like I have bigger hips, and this does kind of hit at a weird spot on my hips, but that's not the pattern's fault. I could have knit it longer or shorter. I'm still deciding if I want to do that, and I have the end still, so if I need to unpick it, I can do that. And my only other, or I guess I did a couple modifications. I knit the collar double length, and I'm still deciding if I want to fold it over or not. I love a folded collar, but I also like how this looks, so I'm kind of just wearing it for a while and deciding. The only other mod I did is I did The sleeve decrease is a little bit different in the pattern. The pattern has a little bit of a balloon sleeve, which isn't really my style, so I just did a little bit more of a gradual decrease. I don't even think you can really tell that it's different to the pattern that much. Do I have anything else about this? I feel like I'm talking really fast. I'm going to need to work on that. I'm going to relax and slow down a little bit. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to say for my Spirit Week, I started this like last year for my Halloween sweater, and it was sitting in my stash. Like, this much was done. Actually, I think I had just joined the body and then I put it away. So it felt very good to get this out of stash. I finished this one first, and then I was like, ooh, finishing things feels good. I'll do this one. So at least I got 2 really nice sweaters before my wrists started giving me issues. Alright, those are my 2 finished objects. Oh, actually, I think I'll show these. I do have a different finished object. These are from a little bit ago, but it will help me segue into my other ones. I love knitting socks. I would say that I'm a garment knitter and a sock knitter, not a ton in between. You know, I'll make hats and gloves and stuff, but those are the 2 that I love. So I made my own pattern and I released it, which was another like scary thing that I made myself do this year, and it went great. So if things are scary but there's not really any negative consequences to doing them, just do them. Like, what's the worst thing that could happen if you release a sock pattern into the world? People are not going to like it and they won't buy it. I don't, like, that's fine. I'll survive. These are the Twinkle socks. It's just a basic colorwork sock. I did rib. This is my own little colorwork motif that I did. And then a basic sock to the end. I feel like most sock knitters, sorry I'm picking fluff off of this, I feel like most sock knitters like to make their own modifications to stuff, so I tried to keep the general pattern very easy, and then the color work is kind of the main attraction of it, and my test knitters were awesome. I had people knitting them toe up, cuff down. The hooligan knitter, Sierra, who was awesome, added color work around the toe as well, and it looks super good. Awesome test experience as a designer. This is my first thing I've done, but I've tested a ton of patterns, so I'd like to think I did an okay job. Yeah, I'm super excited about these. I haven't even worn them that much, even though the pattern's out, because I want to keep them all pretty and nice. The white yarn is just like a mini skein of something I had. I'm pretty sure it's wool and nylon something, and then the main blue is Coast to Coast Yarn Co., but I don't remember what it's called. This is some deep stash. Okay, now finished objects are done. I'm sorry, I'm kind of just throwing things. I can't remember who it is that does these. I should try one at some point. I think it was Laura Penrose who does the before podcast and then after podcast, where before it's like super clean and then after it's like knits everywhere. I love stuff like that. To be honest though, it was kind of a mess before I started, so maybe next time I'll clean up really nice. Alright, my next whip, or my first whip, ooh, my yarn is all tangled. That is also a thing that I do all the time. My yarn is always tangled. I'm knitting a second pair of Twinkle socks, this time for my partner. This is more Pax Fibers. This is going to be a Pax Fibers heavy episode. And then the same white mini, it's going to get me through 2 pairs of these socks. And it's like 20 grams. This time, oh, I see a cat. Let's see if I can get her to come up here. Hi, I'm going to make you see people. Oh. Hi, honey. Oh, she's gone. She's in a playful mood. That's Pluto. We have 2 black cats, Pluto and Nova. And we didn't name them that. That's how they were named. Anyways, these are my second pair of Twinkle socks for my partner. This time, I've never done this before. I've done ribbed socks and I've done vanilla socks and I've done all the socks. I wanted to try, I did no ribbing on the back of the sock, and I'm doing rib on the front. And I really like doing that. I like that I'm switching back and forth so often. I don't know how they're gonna wear. He's never had hand knit socks for him before, and a lot of people that were born male, he's hot all the time. So I don't know how much these will get worn. Worst case scenario, I'll rip them back a little bit and they'll be for me. But yeah, this is Pax. I already said this is Pax Fibers. I don't know what the colorway is. That's a thing that's going to happen a lot, is I don't know the colorway of stuff, but I at least know who made it most of the time. Yeah, this is my first sock. I'm literally on the toe. I was going to be able to finish it, but again, with my wrists bothering me, I cut myself off of everything. Hold on, Pluto's trying to eat my fiber. Hey, excuse me. Stop that. Someone's trying to get into trouble. Okay. First whip, done. Ooh, it's all tangled. You know what, I'll use that to go into the next one. This is going to be weird to try to look at. This is the Finch sweater by Suman. I'm not going to try to say her username because I'm going to mess it up. But I'll put it in the description. I'll put everything in the description. This is a drop shoulder, all over fisherman's rib, oversized sweater, which is super awesome. And it's a test knit. I'm test knitting this for her. She's awesome to test for. I've tested 2 other designs for her. All awesome, super well written, easy to follow. This is what it looks like right now. I've done the back panel and I'm starting the front. This is a couple things that I haven't really done before. I've never done fisherman's rib, and this is seamed, which sounds scary. It's gonna be fine. I've seamed a tank top before. And it makes sense because if you do have fisherman's rib flat, you don't have to do any purl rounds. So I'm okay with seaming if I don't have to do long purl rounds or remember which time I'm knitting and purling and stuff like that. This is in drops. I think it's soft alpaca tweed. Sorry, I keep putting my hands in front of my face. Drops alpaca tweed. I think the color it's like asparagus or artichoke or something. It's a green. It's not coming up super green on screen, but this yarn is awesome. I really like this yarn. It does break all the time. On my other side, there's a ton of ends I have to weave in. Funny story, I bought this yarn probably a year ago. This is my second sweater I'm knitting out of it, and I'll probably get a third. Because I don't know how I did my math wrong, but I bought this yarn. I bought a sweater's quantity of this plus a mohair. I knit a whole lace sweater. It's one of my favorite sweaters. You'll definitely see it if I keep making these. I knit a lace sweater by Ozetta in it, and I have enough to do this sweater, and I have enough mohair left that I could probably do a mohair thing. I was thinking a mohair sweater by Park Williams again. She does a lot of sheer stuff. But anyways, I don't have much to say about this. I had to restart it 3 times, but that's all my own fault. I'm excited to get back to working on it once my hands feel better. And I'm a little bit worried about finishing the test on time, depending on how much my hands like it. But I have till the end of October, so I'm not super worried. That is that. What is my next whip? Ooh, this is basically nothing, but I'm going to show you anyway. I've started knitting the sample for my second design. This is how far I got. Just this. I'm not even halfway through the cuff, but this is precisely when I was ooh, my hands kind of hurt. I just finished this sweater. I'm excited to start something new. I should stop. My hands really, really hurt. I believe the dyer is Wool Through the Trees. She has a podcast on here. I believe her name is Katie. She's awesome. I might be wrong about that, but I know she is awesome. Not sure about her name. I've bought from her a couple times before. I love this yarn. This sock yarn is awesome. Again, I don't know where the ball band is, so I don't know what blend it is, but when I'm knitting with a sock yarn, I like it to be like kind of rough to the touch. Like I love soft socks, but those wear out the fastest for me. So when I have like a kind of rough but not, it's soft, but it's not like merino super duper soft. I could be wrong about that. This could be merino, but I really like this. I think I bought the last one of this colorway. Oopsie, but I like it. These socks are gonna have rats on them. They're gonna have little rats scurrying around. So as soon as I'm able to finish this, I'll be able to send the pattern to my tech editor, and I'd like to do a test call, hopefully, so that these can be released by the end of October, but I'm not going to hurt myself trying to do these. The contrast color, let me look at my bag really quick. I don't even know if it's in here. This might be my first, we have to cut this out moment. Oh, I did find it. Hey, stop. The cat is now chewing on the bag that my fiber is in, my spinning fiber. Pluto, stop. Okay, I'm just gonna let her gnaw on it. This is a little bit of Loop and Whirl Fiber Co. This is their Advent, or their yearly, not their Advent, their club. Hey, okay, now she's ripping the bag. Hey, stop. She no longer gets the bag of fiber. Just for that, I'm gonna pick her up again at the end and put her in baby jail for her crimes. Okay, this is Loop and Whirl Fiber Co. I believe it's Jackalope. I don't know if they're dying anymore. I know that Maddie, one of the people that was running it, was kind of dealing with a lot of stuff. So hopefully they're just taking a break, because I love their yarn. This is another one where I've knit a ton of stuff in their different yarns. I pick a couple people that I buy from, and I buy from them like nonstop. The cat again. That's fine. I think that's all my whips. I always have like a million things going on at once, but those are the things that I've been like working on continuously. I'm not a monogamous knitter at all, but I definitely like to have a lot of options, and then I pick one thing and work on it for as long as my brain wants to, and then I switch to the next thing. So, you know, I don't know what that is. Monogamous, not monogamous, whatever. Let's get to spinning. I've been knitting since 2020. That's when I was like a junior or a senior in high school. That I picked it up pretty easily. Spinning, I started, I don't actually know, I think 2 years ago. I spun on a drop spindle for a while. I got an electric eel wheel nano, which was awesome as a beginner, because I already knew how to draft from the spindling, so it was a perfect little progression. A wonderful person helped me get my first ever wheel. It is an antique Canadian production wheel. It's huge. It's definitely not a beginner wheel, I will say. It was very hard to spin on at first. I think I figured it out. It only had one bobbin, but the first like year of my hand spinning was all from that. Then about a year ago, I bought a Kromsky Fantasia. Sorry, I was looking at it over there. I love the Fantasia. It's awesome. It's much easier to carry around. Comes with a whole bunch of bobbins. I can easily buy more bobbins. Love that. And then I think in the last couple months, I bought the Eel Wheel 6, which is like the big electric spinning wheel by the same people that make the Nano. That one's awesome. Now I can bring my spinning basically wherever I want, as long as I have a plug-in. And eventually I'll buy the battery pack. But right now I haven't really needed it. I am having to take a break from spinning right now too, because sadly I normally spin short forward, so pinching with this has been hurting, so I'm taking a break from that even though I don't want to. But before I had to take a break, I finished another hand-spun sweater spin, which I think I've done 3 or 4 now, but this is definitely like my most consistent. This is one where I don't know the dyer's name, but I will find it and put it in the description. But this is a traditional 3-ply yarn. 2 of the strands are hand-dyed BFL, and then one of the other strands is just some like dark brown Corriedale. I bought the hand-dyed first, and then I wanted the Corriedale to kind of extend it as much as I could. This is so nice. Like, it's not too scratchy, it's not too soft. I don't want to say it's super consistent, but also I don't really care about being super consistent a lot of the time. As long as I'm in the range that I want, that's what really matters. I'm not selling this to anyone. I'm going to be the one knitting with it. So I'll put it closer to the screen. It's mostly browns and tans, but with little pops of green. I think it's going to be really nice knit up. I have 4 more skeins of this. I'm hoping I can either make another sweater like this, just a basic drop shoulder sweater, because those I think fit me the best, or another lace pullover by Ozetta, because I've done 2 and I want more, because I love that sweater. Yes, that's my first spinning finished object. It's a sweater quantity of Corriedale and BFL. Corriedale is my favorite thing to spin ever. Absolute favorite. My next thing, hi. You might not have heard, Pluto's talking to me. She wants me to throw her toy. Pluto is a cat that plays fetch. Yeah, she just ran after it. Okay. My next spin is another sweater spin. I got this fiber from Bumblebee Acres Farms. It is from their horror club. It was one where, like, you don't know what color you're getting, but I knew that this was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre colorway, and I love the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's one of my favorite movies. It's super culturally significant, I think. Not very gory, as much as the name would tell you otherwise, so I would say if you like horror movies, if you don't mind a kind of long watch, you should watch it. I got 5 braids of this, and I'm 3 braids in, so I have this one and one more. She wants me to throw the toy again. So originally I was like, I could probably spin a sweater out of that, but just to be safe, I bought 5 braids worth of this just plain red merino. I don't like merino. I don't like spinning with merino, but I couldn't really find like a Corriedale or BFL solid dyed thing like this, and I buy from this Etsy shop all the time. It's another one where I don't remember their name, but I'll put it in the description. I buy from them all the time. Excuse me. They have tons of stuff. They have like 50 colors of their dyed merino, a whole bunch of dyed Corriedale. Sadly, they didn't have the color I wanted in the Corriedale, otherwise I would have bought that. And they have tons of just like different breeds. I spun a sweater quantity of Black Welsh Mountain sheep fiber from them, and it was less than $10 per like 4 ounces. So that sweater spin from a sheep breed that there isn't a ton of them in America. It's a conservatory, like, heritage breed. I was able to spin a sweater's amount for like under $50. Great for if you're getting into spinning. Great for if you don't mind spinning like natural, not dyed colors. Great for if you're trying to do a breed study. Again, I'll put them in the comments, but I'm combining, or not in the comments, the description, but I'm spinning 1 ply of this, 1 ply of this. It'll be a 2 ply. hoping I'll have enough for a sweater. I don't know what kind of sweater I'll make with it because I'm not really a red person, but my favorite movie, I wanted to still get that. My last spinning thing, I've been practicing spinning woolen, which if you don't know anything about spinning, that won't mean anything to you. But I'm definitely a worsted prep kind of girl. But I should, just because I like one thing doesn't mean I shouldn't try the other thing. So I'm trying the other thing. This is just some like oatmeal-y, creamy fiber. I believe it's Icelandic, but it's softer than most other Icelandics that I've worked with. I got it in an antique store. I got 2 like bumps of this, so I'll be able to make about 2 skeins of yarn. And I figured I might as well. I don't have any plans for it. It's from a local Wisconsin farm. I should have fun just spinning it. I tried spinning it worsted and it was not great. It definitely wants to be woolen. So this is one bobbin. I'll make the other bobbin and I'll have maybe 2 or 3 skeins of nice woolen prep yarn that I won't really know what to do with. I think that's it. Let me look at my notes. Oh, I had to do acquisitions. Duh. Okay, let me throw the cat's toy. Okay, acquisitions. I am trying to not buy stuff. I will say that. I'm also going to say that Wisconsin Sheep and Wool is in like 3 days. And I'm going to 2 out of the 3 days of that festival. Wisconsin Sheep and Wool is awesome. If you're in the Midwest, like Wisconsin, Illinois, that area, you should definitely at least go once to try it out. After Sheep and Wool, I'm not going to really buy anything for a while. I have more than enough. Sheep and Wool, I'm not really going to be trying to look for yarn. I'm going to be looking for fiber to spin. But yes, I'm trying to not buy stuff. This was my last little bout of buying stuff. Start with spinning fiber. It's so cute. I got this, what is it called? Patchwork yarn kit from Hello Yarn. This was an impulsive purchase. I looked on the website. This is the only one left. Sorry. And it's greens and oranges, which are my colors. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I'm probably going to card this into bats. She's getting my fiber again. I'm probably going to card this up into bats and then spin something out of it. It's a pound of fiber, so I can't quite get a sweater for that or for myself out of this, but I could always do what I've been doing where I'll mix it with one thing. Okay. The cat doesn't want me to be filming this. She's eating the sock. Yeah, you're being naughty. She's bored. I've been gone all day. She's not naughty. Yeah, but I'm super excited about this. I can either spin it and have like this easily could be like a vest for me. I don't have a lot of vests. I'm pretty sure there's a vest make-along happening right now. I'll have to see. Maybe I'll do that once my hands are feeling better. Maybe I'll mix this with a solid or do a combo spin and have a sweater's quantity. I don't know, but she's very cute. I'm excited. I've never bought anything from Hello Yarn, so that'll be a fun exploration. The last thing. As I said before, my wonderful friend Laura is closing down her yarn business, which is, again, for a happy reason. I'm super excited for her, but I was going to not buy any yarn till Sheep and Wool, and then she announced that she was closing, and I was like, okay, I'm going to get some yarn from her because I have no idea if I'll ever be able to get any more again. I say that as if I don't already have a ton of her stuff in my stash, but anyway. Laura's awesome, and she gave me a mini skein just for funsies. This is Pex Fibers. Ooh, it's 70% merino, 20% yak, 10% nylon, 20 grams in the colorway Electric Turtle. She knows me. She knows that I like green, if you can't tell. I'll do the not green one next. This is Berry Smash and her sock base. I love knitting socks out of her sock yarn. I've knit a pair for my grandma. I've knit some for myself. I'm knitting some for my boyfriend. I love knitting socks. I will use this even though it's pink and I don't really wear a ton of pink. Not for any reason, just not really my thing. The next one is so good, guys. I got a sweater quantity of Wood Nymph in her sock base. I'll probably find a mohair or something to pair with it. Isn't this green so interesting? Like, I don't even know what kind of green to call this, but it's perfect and beautiful, and I love it. Electric green? I wouldn't even say that, because it's a little bit muted, but it's very saturated. I think that's the right word for it. I'm an art student, and I don't know the right words for things, but I'm excited about this. I have no idea what I'll make with it. I really, really try to buy things with the intent of making, with knowing what I'm going to make out of it. I wanted this, and I wasn't going to be able to get it anymore, so I got it. And the last one is the same exact thing. Sweater quantity of fingering weight, sock yarn, in another green. I don't know what I'll make with it, but I wanted it, and I wasn't going to be able to get it anymore. This is Napping on Moss. It's perfect. I might already have a skein of this in my stash that I bought from her at an in-person event. I don't know. But it's a more muted green. This is more of the greens that I wear, a lot of. I know this is kind of neon, but I wear a lot of dark green. The camera isn't doing it justice. It has hints of yellow and grays and blues and lighter greens. It's awesome. Again, I don't really think I'll knit a fingering weight sweater. I'll probably find something to pair with it, but who knows? Maybe I'll knit a fingering weight sweater. That's it. That's all I got. Not a lot of stuff for me. Again, I've been kind of trying to purge through, not work on a million things at once, not hurt myself, all that. Who knows how much I'll edit this? Who knows we'll see this? But I appreciate you for spending your time with me. I do think I feel better now having word vomited all my fiber things into the world. I would say that I'm going to go knit now, but I probably won't. I'll maybe play some video games. That's still doing stuff with my hands, though. I'm really at an impasse. Suggestions in the comments for things that I can do that don't involve my hands. It's finally cooling off enough that I can go on a walk, but I kind of like walking while knitting, so I can't. I mean, I can just go on a walk still, but whatever. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. I don't think I have anything else. You can follow me on Instagram, CrispyerKnits, CrispYer knits. You can find me on Ravelry. I don't post on Ravelry as much as I should. I really mostly just post test knitting things on there, but it's CR1 SPYER Crispier. That's all I had. Thanks for spending some time with me. This went well, and I think I might like to do another one, so I'll see you guys later. Bye. Oh, wait! One more thing. I'll get the cat for you. I'll get the cat. I told you I was gonna get her. Oh, thank you. Oh, my big baby. Here is Pluto. There you go. Hey, you're fine. I swear she's super clingy, only when it's the least convenient. Now she's stepping on my keyboard. You're a little troublemaker. Yeah, you're a little troublemaker. She's super clingy, but if I pick her up in front of people, she acts like I'm the worst person ever. Yeah, you're super clingy. Okay. Alright, that's actually it. See you guys later. Bye.